first, it'll be Dom Dwyer against the 19-year-old son of Zinedine Zidane, Luka. Right now. An understated pump of the fist, and it's Real Madrid officially champions.
Are you gonna watch the game?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'm wired. You can hear everything.
If you see something suspicious, file it.
Go, 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 go.
Hey, it's fast. It's fast. Now what you do? Hey, work for it. Hey, hey.
Yep. ¿Cómo está? ¿Está bien? Sí. ¿Cómo está? Sí. Está bien, está bien. Cuidado, sí, con cuidado. Ah, careful, careful, careful. Yeah,
sorry.
okay. Yep.
You know,
What's that?
the little things are all for them right now.
Michael,
the little deflections,
yeah.
the little sounds.
It's coming in hard. I'm gonna have to welcome him. Golazo, golazo. Está bien, está bien. Salga, salga.
No, you're watching me. That's good. Hey, 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 hey.
atmosphere. This is a rivalry.
Got some class. Got some class.
Mentally, you got to be strong. no matter the pressure from the outside sources.
You guys are asking
His
for-
hand up.
If there's doubt in your mind, then it's going to snowball and you're going to struggle. You work with the players. If they feel that things are too tight, we can add a little flow to the game.
Straight up. Good. Okay, 2, 3. No more. 4 fouls. 4 fouls.
But ultimately, we don't want to let the game get away from us.
Tough challenge. The way you're coming in, Eric. Yeah. Watch your arms. It's good. You didn't go straight. You're running into him.
Where am I supposed to go?
He's in position. You can't go through him, okay? Watch yourself. All right, I'll watch. I missed it, okay? I'll watch. Go now.
You see this
We don't
guy?
have more time.
Do you see this guy?
Now.
You understand there's emotion, and you can accept some. If it's starting to spread and the game management of it all is deteriorating because of it, then you need to step up.
Still yellow. Yep.
I didn't touch him!
Hey, Javi, you got 2 now. 1, 2, no more. No more.
Which one?
Over there.
Hey, how is it that every foul in the game goes against us? Every one of them. Every time it's a 50-50 ball, you throw it against us. How do you not give John Wayne and the foul
You
here?
can't talk about it right now, Peter.
There are going to be some tough experiences,
It's what the game brings every time.
but hopefully help you grow as a person and as an official.
The Professional Referees Organisation is an independent body created by Major League Soccer and the US Soccer Federation. We employ, we educate, we train the officials, and we ultimately appraise their performances. Pro has been established now for 3.5 years, so it's a fairly new organisation.
We have these camps every 2 weeks, and we tend to go to either Dallas or Salt Lake.
All our officials come together for a 2.5-day period, and that way we eat, sleep and breathe the product.
Crossovers out to me, then turn, accelerate. Shuffle.
I need to be able to give them a program that says no matter what happens in the game, you're ready for it. How it is that we prepare our referees is one of the most important things we do, if not the most important thing. And the physical readiness is going to allow them to make the decisions that they need to on game day.
Going back to my playing days, I think I'm actually fitter now as a referee because I have to cover all areas from box to box.
5, inside.
The referees actually run further than most players in any given game.
We use a ton of technology. Some of it's the most sophisticated technology that there is, and that's humans, and that's asking them how they're doing.
Anything aggravating it when you listen?
No, a couple weeks ago. So you're lying on the bench? Or you know,
On a day-by-day basis, we can look at their ability on the physiological side to respond through the mental stress, through the physical stress, through the personal stress. He's very good on game day, and that's what we're looking for. We've got it dialed in now with essentially every referee about how long it takes them to recover from one game to the next.
Our goal is for the referees to improve, to get better, to work to be the best that they can be.
We both watch all the games, all the incidents, and we discuss the performances. And I mean, every single decision during that game is analysed.
And then we get a score based on the performance that we gave on that game.
It's really the same thing that I go through with our players, right? We play a game, we evaluate the game.
We had a lot of elbows over the weekend.
They actually put the referee who was in that game and making that call, and they sort of put him on the hot seat.
And you gave him a yellow card?
I gave him the card for the reckless nature of the arm, as opposed to the swinging nature.
Well, that is a big decision from the referee.
His arm goes up, is that for elevation or is that a weapon? Now, there's all those sort of questions to ask.
If Pineda jumped higher, would it be elbow to elbow?
They're coming in with force and they're jumping from distance. For me, that's more of a weapon versus a tool.
If the referee makes an error, and that error is a match-changing error, the mark that was arrived at originally is then reduced. And if his average score is under a certain level for the season, then his employment is in jeopardy.
Going to the back pocket, he started to, the crowd oohing and on.
I saw the situation. My immediate reaction was the red card. This is my first red card in the MLS, and I wanted confirmation from my crew.
I was very close. I got good view, but I couldn't see the contact. I cannot, definitely as a referee, you cannot guess. You see it, you see it.
Craig, from your perspective as a defender in MLS, how do you view that?
I threw that same elbow countless times when I played and expected a yellow.
They get after each other, they challenge each other's calls, they make one another defend their calls and judgments on the field.
I thought he just kicked out his legs, like, just to trip him, but he raked him, and I totally missed it.
It's a very nasty challenge.
Yeah.
But if you'd have seen this, as we're seeing it now, what's your decision?
Yeah, red card.
Yeah.
Good. Because I understand I'm going to get deducted
Difficult, difficult. One.
So it'd be one.
Yeah.
All right.
It's 1-1.
One. One for one. I appreciate that. You know, I appreciate that. I had to act upon it, even though I probably could have avoided it.
Thanks very much.
I think there's a perception from everyone in the league, including fans, that these guys just show up on Saturday and it kind of goes, and maybe a phone call in the week. They talk about it and they all tell each other they were right. It's not true. I mean, I sat in that room, and for these guys to get together and challenge each other the way they do is really promising for where we're going. It's going to make the league better, just like we're making it better on the field with players.
When you win, I think you love them. When you lose, you think that they're the reason why you lost. And I think it's the nature of all sports.
Cometen errores, como todos, a veces son graves. Perjudican mucho a un equipo, entonces, bueno, obvio que la gente reacciona.
The game is not black and white. There are subjective calls, but ultimately our referees hate to make mistakes.
40 years of history between these two teams.
What we're about is not to make clones of one individual and not to make robots out there. Everybody needs a bit of flair and everybody has their own abilities in different aspects of the game. We're about enhancing what people are good at.
Pride, points and the playoffs all at stake in the Pacific Northwest. A watershed moment perhaps for both teams.
You can research your game, but I think it's important not to overthink things and just let things develop on the day.
You want attention? Jack, just come across it. Tempo's going to go up now, guys. Tempo's going to go up.
The top guys have a feel for the game.
He's backing it. He's looking for the foul. I'm not giving it.
And I think that's something you can't teach. That's something that's only developed in time.
Obviously, some you get along with better and others not so well.
He can't stop his momentum and go. I understand that.
I think a lot of us wear our heart on our sleeve, and what we say during the game isn't what we think off the field. I view myself as a fair player. You know, if it's a yellow card, I'll be the first one to put up my hand and say it's a yellow card.
Everybody wants to win, and even if it's a correct call, you're gonna get 20 guys screaming at you because this is our livelihood. We're fighting for jobs, we're fighting for families. This is what we do.
With every decision you make, you're going to upset at least 50% of the people involved. But it's not the intention to do that. That's just the nature of the game.
He's running at me with his shoulder to establish position. I dodge it, he falls over, and you give him the ball. Okay, that's not the way I see it, okay? I just see it as him getting back in position, and you follow him. So that's it.
All right, let's talk about the TK first of all. I have no question that it's a penalty from the angle that I have. The only question is whether it's red for dogs or not. Even though he takes a touch of the ball, right, it takes it towards the end line quickly. I don't believe that Obafemi is going to get to the ball and put it in the net. That's the reason why I've said that it's not a red card.
Listen to me. Okay, listen to me.
When there's situations there where we believe that we can manage them, communication is a vital tool.
Keep on, please. Keep going.
You'll always have players that will question decisions. When you do so in a respectful manner, that's fine. If it's very disrespectful, then there's a consequence to that action.
Walk away! Walk away! Walk away from it! 91!
We're in it for the same thing. We're in it to produce entertaining soccer and have success. And success is a good game, and to do it in as fair a manner as possible.
It's not just officials on one side and the players and coaches on the other side. Well, hopefully we can come together and make this game a more popular and more enjoyable sport to be a part of.
The referees have a job to do on the day. And the players have a job to do on the day. But afterwards, we'll shake hands and we'll go our own ways.
This game is evolving. This game is just impossible to master.
You get subbed out right after they scored?
I got subbed out the last 5 minutes.
The players don't master it, and it's impossible for a referee to be a master of the game.
Okay, have a good game. Yes. Love you.
It's about learning, it's about adapting. We will never be above the game.
Gressel is on it, leading it for Martinez. Martinez walking in, Mares out. Nice cut, nice goal. 2-0. Atlanta, Martinez night.
Back. Forward. I need it in slow motion.
Slow.
Well, Red Bull players looking and speaking with Chris Pencil about a potential foul here.
I might have a better angle.
All right, give it to me. Chris delay. Go back. I want to see what causes him to trip up. He's on, yep, 100%. Chris, this is Mark. Chris, I'm recommending an on-field review for a foul in the APP by Martinez.
Tony, they're going to look at video review.
Chris, he ends up clipping the back of his heels, which causes him to trip.
Yep.
I don't know, JP. There's a lot of contact in the game, and
Not for me. He looked at it quick. Very quick.
Whatever answer he got it quick.
I think he keeps it as a goal. No? Wow.
Now, did he trip him there? That's the, maybe not the arm. Did he actually, in that look, did he trip him there? Do I stand corrected here, JP? I don't think Atlanta got robbed there on that look.
5 officials overall from MLS and Pro have been selected: Mark Geiger, Jair Marufo, Joe Fletcher, Frank Anderson, and Corey Rockwell. That number is more than any other league sending officials to the World Cup.
I think having 5 officials selected for this World Cup from Pro is a testament to North American soccer.
It's the greatest honor I could ever receive, any referee could receive.
Maybe 1 or 2 people raised an eyebrow when they saw that, we've got so many officials going to the World Cup, but it is an indication, I think, of the work that's happened here in North America.
It's the pinnacle of any referee's career. Just like coaches, players, they all want to play and coach in the World Cup. It's the same thing for the referees.
One of the major stories of this World Cup, of course, is video assistant referee, VAR, video review in effect for the very first time.
This is groundbreaking stuff.
The guys who don't have it in their domestic leagues lean on us for advice. As in, where do we think you should be looking when you're looking at the screen? What slogan should you be saying to communicate with the VAR? For sure, having it for a year going into this tournament definitely feels like you got a leg up.
Zlatan lingers on the back post side, and little Michael Petrasso, like a flea or a black fly up in cottage country on a holiday weekend, and now Petrasso and Ibrahimovic both go down.
They've knocked heads, and I think it was an accident. Both guys have gone down.
I didn't see exactly what happened, but it seems like there's something he's not happy about.
Ibrahimovic gave Petrasso a slap on the side of the head after Petrasso stepped on it.
That's got to be a red card if you have VAR.
It looks like the booking is going to be done here after video review. And there's the red. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is now going to be helped off.
First time I've been happy with the VAR system, Rick. They got it right.
Video review has been in place in MLS now for almost a year. We're happy with the way it's gone.
I think the reason they brought it in is good because they're just trying to avoid the outrageous scandal that goes with black and white, factual, we missed this decision. And we know it because nobody feels worse than the referees themselves when something like that happens.
He's bringing him back. Yeah. I'm not surprised by this one.
Sometimes in this fast-flowing game that we have, no matter how focused you are, no matter how good your team is, sometimes you just don't see something.
My role as a VAR is to sit back, let the referee take charge, do their job, and then assist them when they need my assistance. So I'm only going to interject myself when I see that clear and obvious mistake and help them correct that mistake. So when I see something live and I do a review, the referee is really going to be looking for one of two things from me. All right, so he knows that we're going to be checking all 4 of the situations, whether it's penalty, direct red card, goal, or mistaken identity. So if any of those situations happen, or there's a potential for one of those situations to happen out of the field, he's going to be listening for one of two things. All right, I'm either going to say check complete, which means I've checked the incident, I've looked at it, evaluated it, and determined that there's no clear and obvious mistake on his part. All right, or I'm going to say that I recommend a review, in which case he'll go either to the RRA, where the replay monitor is, and then anything that we see here on the quad, or we can change this and make it a full screen. All right, that's exactly what he's going to be able to see at the RRA and make his own determination as to whether he made a clear and obvious mistake.
If there was one thing I wish everybody understood about video review, is that it's not meant to re-referee the game.
A lot of the work that we do is trying to ensure that we only deal with situations which are clearly and obviously wrong.
I think a lot of people ask what is clear and obvious. When you're sitting there and you're watching TV and you're saying, I think that's a red card, I think that's a penalty, well, that's not clear and obvious. When everyone is now saying, I know that's a penalty, I know that's a red card, there's your difference.
Yep,
50%?
20%, 20%. Yep, we got contact.
Yep.
We're good.
Okay. The way the VAR will work in the World Cup is pretty much the same as it's worked everywhere else.
When you start thinking about how many millions of people around the world are watching a particular match and they're scrutinizing every single decision that you make, the pressure it's huge.
A great game for a referee is when the two teams go out and they don't remember who the referee is. Because if they remember you, it's because something bad happened.
If a keeper fumbles the ball into the goal, nobody really likes it from their team, but it's just part of the game. If a referee makes a mistake, it's seen as something that shouldn't happen. Some situations from World Cups have gone into folklore as being famous errors by match officials. 1986, Diego Maradona jumps, leaps in the air and punches the ball into the goal with his hand, the famous hand of God. The referees involved would have preferred to have the use of the technology because those situations live with you for a long time. If you fast forward to 2010, the World Cup final that I refereed between Spain and Holland, Nigel de Jong put his studs into the chest of a Spanish player, Xabi Alonso. From my angle, I couldn't see the extent of the contact. I knew he was late, but didn't have enough information to show a red card, and I showed a yellow card. If I looked at the screen for 5 seconds, I'd be able to tell that I'd made a clear and obvious error. And that player could have had a big impact on the destination of the World Cup trophy that year.
The biggest thing for an assistant having a video review is that I know right away now, big decision, ball in the net, close offside call, I'm gonna know whether I'm right or wrong within seconds. Where before, you'd wonder, maybe throughout the rest of that half, and you'd be trying to put that to the back of your brain, don't think about it, next decision, next decision. But now you get that confidence of the guy going, check complete, and you're like, yeah, knock that thing down, man, and then you keep going with the game.
Back one more, forward. That's the point. All right, clearly onside. Yep, get it through. Beautiful. Chris, goal confirmed, check complete.
Do you like working with this system? Do you enjoy having it as that tool to avoid clear and obvious errors? They will say, across the board, yes, we do.
Good luck, man. See you. Good luck in Russia. Yeah.
We're going to make mistakes. As long as it's not the big glaring mistakes, we're going to be okay and we're going to be able to go forward.